Hey everybody, it's Monday, and you know what time it is. It's Elimination Chamber this weekend, and this is a month of Mondays. Hey everybody, so on the WWE Network right this moment, Elimination Chamber 2018 is wrapping up and the pre-show for Elimination Chamber 2019 is about to start. So on this episode, we're going to be doing things a little bit different. We're not going to be talking about news and stuff like that, but after every match, I'm going to come back on and we're going to talk a little bit about what I thought of the previous match. So with that, I'm going to hit the pause and we're going to get into the pre-show. So as the pre-show is going on, you really have to ask yourself the question, is Corey Graves sleeping with Carmella going to come up? Oh no. Just a quick aside as it's going on. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if real life actually interferes with fake life. Yeah, here's hoping that this first match is pretty awesome. Alright, so of course the Cruiserweights open up with the pre-show, and what can you say about it? Every single time they wrestle, it's amazing to watch, but first I gotta take some umbrage with the New Day getting a promo, like, right in the middle of their match. Like, stop burying your own people. Like, I understand why it happens, I understand why they're in the pre-show and all of that, but they deserve better. They deserve better respect, especially with the kind of matches that gets the crowd chanting, "This is awesome," in a freaking pre-show, like, for God's sakes. So, anyways, Akira Tozawa should have gone over, but he doesn't. Buddy Murphy wins. Obviously, you know, there's the news that Tozawa probably isn't sticking around with WWE for much longer, so they're not going to put the championship on him, which is what it is. But the reality is Tozawa looked amazing. The big senton off the top rope to Buddy hanging over the middle rope, ridiculous. Like, there's no way around it. That would make me barf my guts out and probably shit my pants. So, like, it was unbelievable. So, really good match, really great start to the show. Let's see what comes next. So I feel like it was a little predictable that Boss and Hug Connection won the match, but I was really pulling for the Iconics in it. Look, it was a great Elimination Chamber match. I really enjoyed what they put out there. I do find it interesting that Sonya and Mandy versus Bailey and Sasha, I don't know why I blanked on their real names instead of calling them stupid Boss and Hug Connection, which, by the way, is the worst tag team name of all time. Thanks, WWE, for that. But, that's right. Bailey won. So I find it interesting that they were the first two teams in the ring, and they're the last two teams in the ring to win. I mean, just have that match. You know, it was an interesting way to deal with it. I do find it interesting that given the whole Carmella and Corey Graves situation, that Corey Graves was basically just shit-talking Carmella the entire time that she was wrestling, and I think they may have made him do that. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, on to the next match. The dream is over. The dream is over. I'm done. I'm upset. Absolutely, Shane McMahon and The Miz, the best tag team in the world, should have been the best tag team in the world, should have been the still reigning tag team champions in SmackDown. I do love the Usos. What a fun match. Dude, Shane off the top rope through the table, absolutely redonkulous.
Sounds like the best tag team is Miz and Maurice if they haven't
Yeah, I know. Okay, so yeah, the best tag team in the world, definitely Miz and Maurice, because he knocked her up like about 13 seconds after they had their baby. So congratulations to the Miz. That's probably why they lost the belt, is so that he can go on another paternity leave. But seriously, WWE, you have crushed my hopes and dreams. I love the Miz as a face. I love Shane McMahon with the tag team. But yeah, that's it for that one. On to the next match. So I was definitely expecting a screwy finish where Bobby Lashley jumps in and gets the disqualification to retain the Intercontinental belt. But man, it's nice to see Finn Balor get a little bit of gold around his waist. Look, I love Finn Balor. He's super fun to watch. Leo Rush doing the "oh no, I'm in trouble" look is always really hilarious to me. And also Renee telling Corey Graves "suck on that," pretty funny. So there's some good stuff in this match. Bobby Lashley looks better and better every match. I don't know that he fits in anywhere without the belt, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with him next. And hey, if Finn Balor can get an Intercontinental run, I'll be pretty stoked about that, because it's about time they did something with Finn Balor, because Finn Balor is awesome and deserves to have something done with him. So, and of course, before I cut away, we're going to talk a little bit about what's about to happen. Obviously, the weak link in this situation is going to be Leo Rush, and right now Bobby Lashley's pacing the ring, intensely glaring, ready to just kick Leo Rush right in his friggin' face or something. Definitely he's upset. There goes Leo Rush. He's apologizing. And now I think we're going to watch Bobby Lashley beat up his valet. As definitely something that's about to happen. Yeah, there he goes. Saw that coming. Oof, man. Definitely some form of child abuse. Because the crowd. So Bobby Lashley goes to choke slam or just manhandle Leo Rush, and when he doesn't, the crowd boos. Bobby Lashley drags his buddy out of the ring, and nope. Oh man, I'm glad I got to call that kind of play-by-play style. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, there you go, Bobby Lashley. Leo Rush probably deserved that. Man, he's upset. That is an upset giant man. I don't know that I'd want to piss Bobby Lashley off. What about you, Mel? No.
I didn't realize he's very big.
He is very big. That is true. I saw him. We went to see WWE live in Loveland a few months ago, and he was kind of not in the backstage, but just kind of out in the crowd during the intermission. And Hannah and I went. We were going to try to catch pictures with him, but we didn't realize he was there until it was a little too late. And genuinely, the dude is absolutely massive. It is. Yeah, we saw him at Raw the next night. The guy is a ridiculously giant-sized human being. So, anyway, that was a lot of fun. Getting a preview for the Mark Henry documentary that's going to be coming out on the WWE Network. And then, we'll get into the next match. Okay, first things first, let's talk about how Ronda Rousey's gear looks like a Rob Liefeld character with all those pockets on her vest and how ridiculous that is. So, suddenly she has bad guy gear. Charlotte comes out, cuts a little promo before about how she's better than Becky, blah, blah, blah. The reality is this. They're going to do this promo thing. They're probably going to go toe-to-toe a little bit in this attempt to get us to give a shit about Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, when we all know the only thing we actually want to watch is Becky Lynch kicking Ronda Rousey's ass. That is the reality. This is dumb. I absolutely despise what they're doing with this storyline. The only thing that's going to make it better is if Becky Lynch comes out of the crowd and starts smacking people around. Oh, she's on crutches. Here she comes. All right, we'll play-by-play this a little bit. So the plot line, of course, is that last night on WWE Live, Charlotte Flair beat up Becky Lynch with a chair, even though she's suspended. Why in the world is she at Live? Here comes the man.
Becky! 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 You were robbed!
Robbed.
Beat that trailer trash's ass!
Hey, my wife thinks Charlotte Flair is trailer trash. I tend to agree.
Also, who the fuck is doing the eye makeup on WWE? Ew!
I see that the mic picked that up, so...
Like, look at her! It makes her look like she's, like, fucking 50.
I know.
She looks like a cougar. Not a good one.
All right.
Hit her with a crutch!
So here's Becky Lynch. This is the part where we figure out that her knee is not really hurt, maybe?
I like that Becky Lynch looks like Kill Bill.
A little bit, yeah. I love the she's the man chants. It's pretty awesome.
It's like a goth fight.
A goth fight, that's right? Oh, and she just fine. She goes to town on Charlotte with a crutch. Completely justifying her 60-day suspension, but that's okay. Yeah, bash her. I don't think she's hurt either. I do love that. I love that Ronda Rousey's just hanging out watching Becky Lynch beat the crap out of Charlotte. Well, that was pretty good. Well timed. Well then, from Ronda Rousey. You know that, okay, so let's go back a little bit to the match. So you know that this is like a piss poor use of Ruby Riott to like have her go over or have Ronda Rousey go over in a fucking squash match for some reason, even though she's great out there. Just so that these two can square off with crutches, which, like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. I want to see that, but I would much rather see this storyline get played out where Ruby Riott, at the very least, gets to put in a good match. She should look just as good as any of these other three, because if she doesn't, then where the hell does the women's division go after Becky Lynch beats the absolute piss out of Ronda Rousey? She's not going to have anybody that looks like a genuine contestant against her. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous to, like, squash the entire women's division to defer to Ronda Rousey. And now Becky Lynch is going to town on Ronda, which is what we actually all want to see. Well, I'm going to let this go on and just bask in the glory of crutch bashing. Because it's really, truly great. And I'll come back for the next match.
Extra for delivery.
Baron Corbin beats Braun Strowman in a no disqualifications match with the help of Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. It's quite uninspired. I mean, there were some good spots in it, like the double table thing was kind of fun, and you know, just, it's one of those things where this feud, like, they literally talk about how long the feud is in the commentary. It's been going on forever since Crown Jewel, which is not even really a thing in my brain, but could we just move on from this now? And why doesn't anybody come out to help Braun Strowman?
Yeah!
That's right. Right? I mean, it doesn't make any kind of sense. Like, somebody in the back would have felt bad and come out and helped him, but no. I mean, if it's no DQ, it doesn't matter if you come out and help him either, so...
If somebody comes out and helps the other person, that somebody should come out and help out Braun Strowman!
See? A 7-year-old gets it, Vince. A 7-year-old gets it. So, yeah, on to the next match. That better be the opening match in a new feud, because Kofi Kingston looked amazing. The entry into the Elimination Chamber at the last minute, on Tuesday made for a phenomenal freaking match. You know, like, so let's start off first. Like, Samoa Joe chops to Daniel Bryan's chest sounded absolutely brutal and literally opened his chest up, which is an insane thought to me. Like, I cannot believe how just horrible it would be to take a chop from that guy. The match was quite the Donnybrook. Jeff Hardy got basically no showing in it. AJ Styles was a non-factor. Randy Orton was there for the match, but really this was all about Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston going toe-to-toe for the entire thing. Just absolutely, like, peak athletic performance. It was so much fun to watch. It was absolutely the kind of thing I wanted. I'm actually incredibly bummed that Kofi Kingston didn't win. I was really rooting for him. But this has got to just be the opening salvo in a Kofi Kingston WWE title championship run. Like, he has to keep going, keep pushing. His friends, the New Day, come out to console him, but let's be real, Kofi Kingston absolutely could be the next WWE champion. Maybe that is a match that can happen at WrestleMania, because that was absolutely ludicrous. What a great match. So much fun. Well, you know, I'm going to give it a little bit, see if anything happens after this. We'll come back with the outro, but I'm pretty sure this is going to wrap up my coverage of the Elimination Chamber specifically. Holy crap, that was an absolutely great match. You know, the pay-per-view overall was really pretty good. Like, I had a lot of fun watching it. It was a really good one. I'm excited to see what continues to happen, and as we go down the road to WrestleMania, I'll be back in just a second. As the screen fades to black and the crowd chants Kofi, 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 that is the end of my coverage of Elimination Chamber this week. Thank you so much for listening to A Month of Mondays podcast. I, of course, am your host, Gabe Giannis. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Next week, we'll get back to a more regular format where we talk more about the news and that sort of thing. Let me know if you enjoy it. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/momwrestlingpod. You can find me on Twitter at Mondays Podcast. And of course, you can go to mondayspod.com to find me on the internet. I always say us like there's a whole group of us, but there's not. Yeah, it's all the people in my head, my wife says. But thanks again for listening. I really appreciate you guys. Until next week, I am Gabe Giannis, and this has been a month of Mondays.
This lady's mascot is